Hello, everybody. I wanted to thank you all for deciding to come to today's presentation. It's going to be on improving our mental health, and we're going to be working on ways to do that without taking medicine. All right. So I emailed you all those flyers and the assessments. If you guys can try to get those back to me by the end of this presentation, I would appreciate that. So starting with our first slide, it's called Let's Improve Our Mental Health. This is where our journey begins. But you might be wondering who I am. My name is Courtney Williams. I'm a level 2 nursing student at the University of Texas of Tyler. Moved here from California, and I've been doing my thing. So we're going to start out with our table of contents. So there's only going to be 4 slides we're going through. We're going to start out with the negative symptoms of mental health. So some symptoms associated with that. We're then going to go to the study and benefits found in the article I decided to go over, and that'll be the reasoning behind the study, some of the findings, and some of the results. Next, we'll hit how to implement this into our routine. So you want to find ways to add this into our busy schedules, because a lot of us are students, a lot of us work, a lot of us just have a busy life. And then our last thing will be some questions. So if you guys have any questions on anything I go over, you will have time in the end. So we're going to go over the negative symptoms. So the first symptom we'll go over is depression. Depression is a feeling of loneliness, sadness, or reduced mood. Then we have anxiety. So this is feelings of worriedness, nervousness, or unease. All right. So the next section we're going to go over is the study and the benefits found in this study, okay? So you may be wondering, why would anybody do a study on how to improve their mental health? Well, there was a scientific study done in China after COVID-19 when we saw a huge spike in depression, anxiety. That was during and after the epidemic. And the reason this was is because of the isolation that we all experienced due to being forced to be locked down. So the scientific study was done to find strategies to prevent this anxiety and depression in college students. So by adding working out in as little as 150 minutes of cardio a week or 3 days of strength training, you can see improvements in your individual emotions or your mind. You can see improvements in your overall physical health, and you can also see a decrease in chronic illnesses. But we might be wondering, how can we implement this into our routine? So a lot of us are busy, right? We have work. We have to work to pay our bills. A lot of us have to go to school. I see some students in here. That's where all my audience is. And then we also just have people who are busy just with life in general. So we're going to work on ways to improve our life physically first, right? So earlier I said we want to add 150 minutes of cardio into our life or into our week. So some ways we can do this is we can add by waking up 20 minutes earlier. You can go outside for a walk. It doesn't have to be a serious walk. It could be something brisk, something light. With the new weather we're having, it's starting to cool down. So that's something you can do. Another thing we can do is we can add some push-ups and squats and sit-ups. Just 20, not a lot. When you wake up or before you go to bed. A lot of us have friends. I see a lot of you guys hang out together. So if you guys could, you can join a gym with your friends. Working as a group is a great way to increase your chances of actually improving your mental health because you're working with friends. You're not isolating yourself. And then step 4, you'll see these fruits flourish, and you will see some decreases in those negative emotions. Now we're going to go over some ways to improve our diet, right? Our diet is the most important thing. So the first thing we can do, and this will be our day 1, we can work on making health conscious ordering when we go out to eat fast food. So maybe if you like Chick-fil-A, you can get your grilled nuggets instead of the regular ones. You can get fruits instead of the French fries and water instead of soda. Another thing we can do on our second day is go grocery shopping. So some of the things that the study found is that by actually having healthier options in front of you in your fridge, you'll see a benefit or an increase in actual eating healthy, right? I started eating yogurt. I hate yogurt. I do. But I started eating it more, and I've seen increases in my overall mental health just by doing that. You can cook at home on the weekends. This is the third day. A lot of us don't have time to eat, but you do go out to eat dinner with friends and whatever. But if you try to eat at home, you can also do that. And then our last thing is on day 4, we can try to meal prep. All right. Does anyone have any questions? No questions? I appreciate you all for coming. Thank you again. If you guys could just make sure you try to send me that assessment back as soon as you can, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you again. Goodbye.